So I will record. So now that we're going to start the session, let me share that, colleagues, at the end of this session or this program for the year, which will end in November, we will be able to release attendance certificates that comes with attendance and continuous development points. So for those who may need to use our certificate for continuous development, it's okay, you can come. And if you want us to sign your continuous development books, you can pass by our office, and we will release also the certificates to prove that you attended. For that reason, it is very important that whenever we are attending a session, you logged in using your account. If then you are going to join with another person, always when you are logging in or joining the session, it always asks you, are you joining alone or with someone else? So if the other person will need those hours, it is advisable that he or she also log in, so then the points could be allocated to that person. So the platform is meant to automatically calculate hours you attended, and then your certificate will definitely be calculated based on those points. So we will have them at the end of the session. That will be a proof that you attended the session. So that's how important our sessions are. One of the goals we want to achieve is to ensure that we all grow professional and develop easier through the platform during this time of our lunch. So thank you so much for joining. We are hoping it will continue. May I give this opportunity to Mercy to help us today? We are going to look at a topic under self-care, but we are going to look at mindfulness and resilience in the workplace. And that's what we are targeting today to learn from. Remember that even the presenter today is not an expert, but we rely on sharing our experiences together. So don't mind to share your experience at the end of the session so we can all learn out of it and be able to grow in our workplaces. So Mercy, can I give you the opportunity to go ahead?
Thank you, Mr. Mashang. Good afternoon, colleagues. I'd also like to welcome you to our session today. I hope I am audible enough. Please give me a few minutes as I share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, is it visible, this Mr. Mashang?
You see it, but it's not in presentation mode.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So, colleagues, as Mr. Mashang has introduced me, I am Mercy Shabangu, a social worker here at Eswatini Hospice at Home. And for today's presentation, we will be looking at mindfulness and resilience in the workplace. So our objectives by the end of this session, we should be able to define the core concepts of mindfulness and psychological resilience. We should also be able to identify personal and organizational workplace stress triggers. We should also be able to explain the mental, physical, and professional benefits of mindfulness, as well as be able to apply immediate practices to manage daily on-the-job stress. So we are looking at mindfulness and resilience today because the impact of poor mental wellness in the workplace is far-reaching, colleagues. And I believe it is important to understand that poor mental wellness directly increases the risk or chance of developing poor mental health or a mental illness. One of a simple example that we can look into is that the issue of poor mental health does not only manifest through rising absenteeism in Serendini, but it is also highly evident in what we call pre-presentism, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, whereby the healthcare worker does show up for duty but performs at a severely diminished capacity. So, coming to the nature of work, our roles do not only demand technical precision and physical endurance, but there is repeated exposure to trauma, to human suffering, life or death decision making, and emotionally volatile situations. So, over time, this cumulative stress then leads to a range of mental health challenges. So, having said that, there is no single solution that can fix the workplace mental health challenges, but there are multi-layered strategies that can be used to address either individual, team, and organizational factors. Hence, our focus is on mindfulness. So, for our session today, we will simply focus on the individual level. Lokusho ukuthi itimbo lesingadedela zona sine-clinicians to benefit and practice from mindfulness. So we look at what mindfulness and resilience is. Mindfulness involves paying attention in a particular way, that is number one, and two, on purpose. Lo in the present moment to the unfolding experience moment to moment in a non-judgmental manner. So in other words, mindfulness is focused on the state of awareness of one's present and changing emotions. It could be your thoughts or even physical sensations. So this entails redirecting our focus to the current moment, and it helps us steer away from concerns about the future or dwelling on the past. So it does happen, it happens that we tend to get caught living in the past or in the future instead of living in the here and now. And logo does have a negative impact on our mental well-being. So, nasa sibuka ukuthi workplace resilience. Workplace resilience is the mental, emotional, and behavioral capacity of an individual to successfully manage stress, adapt to changing demands, and grow from professional setbacks rather than burning out. So, the resilience colleagues is not about silently enduring toxic pressure or hiding your emotions, but it is about utilizing adaptive skills to maintain your productivity and personal well-being under challenging conditions. So now we are going to move to key stressors. So we are going to look at the most common and most disruptive stressors that we can face in the workplace. So, and this is going to be solely focused on the Lomsebenzi Leswendabo as we take care of my clients, people with terminal and chronic illnesses. So the first stressor is high acuity care and relentless shift demands. So with the constant race to manage heavy caseloads or round-the-clock patient volumes and complex discharges, this creates an environment of perpetual clinical urgency. And this intense pressure, it usually drives moral distress and it causes burnout amongst clinicians. Then another stressor is poor communication and unclear expectation. So when clinical roles, patient feedback, or care goals are ambiguous within the interdisciplinary team, the other members must operate on what we can call guesswork because there's no clear communication. So this lack of clarity will basically lead to professional frustration and unnecessary conflict in certain situations. And it does result to emotional burnout amongst clinicians. The third stressor is multitasking and digital overload. So the average clinician constantly shifts focus between active patient care and either electronic health records or agent pages or messaging alerts, depending on what sisebenzisana khona. This fragmented attention takes a heavy toll and it can lead to rapid mental fatigue or even severe administrative burden. And it does increase the risk of clinical errors as sisaqhubeka senza umsebenzi wethu. And then the fourth stressor is lack of autonomy or recognition. Feeling micromanaged during complex clinical decisions or overlooked for contributions can erode the care team morale or the multidisciplinary team morale. So there are some studies that do show that clinicians who feel unrecognized or restricted in their scope of practice are as twice likely to report severe workplace stress or even moral distress. Then the last stressor we are going to look at is emotional labor. So as clinicians, we are constantly required to manage our own grief and emotions while supporting patients and families through difficult treatments or even end-of-life transitions in some cases. So this hidden and heavy burden of absorbing trauma and maintaining a calm presence is a constant presence. Is a constant presence in our daily practice. Then over time, this intense emotional effort results in professional burnout and compassionate fatigue or even detachment from our clients. So having identified these stressors, dear colleagues, we are going to look at how we can then practice mindfulness and how it can actually benefit us. Let us start with Lama benefits and mindfulness. The first benefit we are going to look at is reduced stress and anxiety. So by focusing on current tasks, because mindfulness it is being present on the here and now. So as we focus on current tasks and surroundings, we can be able to alleviate cycles of worrying about the future or even ruminating about the past. As we practice mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing or meditation, we associate that to contribute, it does contribute to the physiological relaxation, which helps us to dial down memory reactions to stress or any anxiety.
Are you still there?
There could be any conflict.
We have lost you on number 2. Yeah, we have lost you in your presentation.
Okay, Mr. Mashango, ngisevakala nyana.
We can hear you now, but your presentation is gone.
It's gone. Okay, sorry for that, colleagues. Is it visible on your end?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay, sorry, colleagues. I think this is emotional regulation.
Yes.
Okay, can we move to improved interpersonal skills? So mindfulness strengthens interpersonal connections and it increases empathy, njengoba sesishilo, and this is essential for teamwork. It also supports us as clinicians to foster a healthy communication, teamwork, and working effectively through any conflict. And then it also promotes resilience. It promotes resilience by helping clinicians to develop a greater sense of awareness. So as we practice mindfulness, we can be able to recognize any negative thought patterns lakafikako kithi noma lesiwa-identifyako, and then we can be able to replace them with more positive ones, helping us towards a more positive or creating a more positive mindset. And then the last benefit that we are going to look at is enhanced performance. So mindfulness can help us to improve our average work performance. And this could be as a result of enhancing focus, reducing stress, and promoting clinicians to carry out cognitive abilities. And to the practical integration of mindfulness. So mindfulness, dear colleagues, doesn't have to be time consuming or disruptive to umsebenzi wendawo. And when it is integrated thoughtfully, it becomes a seamless part of our daily routine. And we associate that to reset, to refocus, and even build resilience in the face of ongoing demands. So let us quickly look into a few everyday practices that can make a difference as we promote wellness exceeding weightu. The first one is a 2-minute breathing technique. So this is a simple breathing exercise that can help calm the nervous system and restore clarity. With this exercise, you take a pause between tasks or even after a difficult conversation and take a short breathing break. And you are able to regain clarity. The second technique that we can try is mindful check-ins during meetings. This one you can practice it individually or you can even do it as a team for your meetings. So here, as you join the team meeting, you can start off with a 1-minute grounding exercise, which could be a breathing awareness or even a body scan. To create a collective pause and reduce any mental clutter because we have to come into a meeting. So it helps us declutter. And then also with this exercise, we associate that to increase the presence. I have to give all my attention and energy to what I'm doing now. So it helps us to engage more in the meeting and it helps us to regulate our emotions. So as I mentioned, but you can also do it as a team. Then the next one is movement-based mindfulness for breaks. So with this technique, we are encouraged to take physical reset breaks with mindful movements. So lama mindful movements, let's now wenda can include gentle stretching. You can also take a guided posture. sometimes as we are working or sitting or mhlambe emahlombe akho sekanyukile or your posture ayisaseko kahle, so you can be able to take a guided posture, drop your shoulders, sit upright in a comfortable manner. Lokunye practice is practicing mindful walking, just taking a very short walk, and we'll focus solely on walking and all the sensations and the experiences that come with the walking. So lama techniques lawa, they help to relieve any physical tension and also it helps to regulate our mood, especially after prolonged periods of sitting or springtime. Then there's also the door frame reset technique. You pause for one deep breath every time you touch a patient's door handle or enter a patient's home or house, or every time you are calling the next patient in. So when you take that deep breath, actually this is an exercise with interacting any stress carry over from the client to the next one. Lenye technique safunza ngayo before kuwona lama sessions ethu is the hand washing grounding technique. With this technique, this is where you wash your hands with soap and water. You focus lana solely on the temperature of the water and on the scent of the soap. So it also helps regulate the nervous system. Then we have the 2-foot check technique. You can practice it by feeling both your feet firmly on the ground. So you place them on the ground for 5 seconds before speaking to either the family or the patient or even the caregiver. So this exercise, technique, it helps shifts your focus from things that preoccupy your mind to focus on the present. Njengoba sishilo ukuthi mindfulness iyasisita ukuthi sibe here and now instead of living either in the past or in the future. So this technique also iyasisita kuleli lelo. Then the last technique is the chart closure breathing. So with this exercise, you take 3 slow, deliberate belly breaths. And you can take these breaths after finalizing a difficult medical note or your case notes. So as you take these 3 deep breaths, it helps create mental boundaries between cases, because as sitting about ne case little khuni bese sesiva ngazuthi cha ngeke sababona labanye, we still need to continue seeing other clients, we still need to continue documenting umsebenzi esiwendayo. So to create the boundary, you just take these 3 deep breaths. So colleagues, in conclusion, mindfulness serves both as an internal regulatory mechanism and a stabilizing force against external uncertainties, thereby fostering adaptability in challenging environments. And mindfulness practice contributes to improved mental health. It contributes to resilience and overall job satisfaction, leading to increased productivity and a more harmonious work environment. So in short, good practice of mindfulness can help us stay grounded and focused in the present, leading to a more fulfilling and productive life. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, Mercy, for the presentation. What a brief but informational presentation we have heard, colleagues, today. Let me share what I've picked from it. Today we were looking at mindfulness and the resilience in the workplace. We are looking at how best we can develop this. And there are things I've picked from the presentation today is the assurance that triggers will always be there. And even for us who are providing healthcare services to patients, The triggers are always there, and there is no way we can take them away. But today we are learning that even though the triggers, who are external forces that may disrupt how we perform and live our lives to the fullest, we have something that is within us that can keep us going. And one of it is the issue of mindfulness and how best we can then enjoy life better. I've noted the benefits that these internal capacity that we have can help us to deal with the stress and anxiety as healthcare workers. We can have it down, and it can help us to be at competitive level in terms of dealing with our emotions, be able to regulate how we feel and how we experience our emotions. It can also help us improve our social life and interpersonal skills. So I've noted that one also in some of the things. And one of the things that it has also shared that it contributes significantly in how we perform over time. So it can help us to sustain good performance and help us to be productive as far and as best as we can. Actually, to me, it shows that if I can be develop this intelligence of mindfulness, I would be able to be productive at all levels of my life. And what I noted is that all of the practices that the social worker has shared with us today, they are all for free. None of it was money. None of it requires me to move to somewhere else. It just needs me to practice it every day and every day. That's what I noted, colleagues, from the presentation. But let me allow us to share and comment on the presentation. If you can't share by unmuting and saying it, you can put it on chat. Thank you. Anyone who wants to comment? Yes, you can just unmute and share. It was a presentation for all of us. So can you comment on it? Yes, colleagues, can we comment? I'm also checking on chat. You can write there. So if you have something to share, it can be an experience, it can be a comment or addition to today's lesson, or a general comment. Mhm. I don't like Bulala, but let me do this. Jabulile, is there anything you would like to say? Jabulile, are you there? Okay. Sanzisile, is there anything you would like to say?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Um, Thank you so much, Mercy, for the insightful presentation. Mine is just to say that this is very, um, actually, this is a refresher, given the fact that, we are currently, some of us are currently at work, but it's just a reminder that even in our day-to-day, as we're working, as we're seeing clients, that we also take the time to step back just for 2 minutes, and just take a breather, be mindful, and um, which also helps with being able to achieve our daily goals at work. So I'm just reminded that after the session, I should take a breather, just go outside and be able to get enough and come back to myself, get enough energy to continue for the rest of the day. I really enjoyed the presentation. Thank you so much, Mercy.
Thank you, Sibrali, for sharing. Yeah, I can see on chat, Sinetemba saying, very insightful presentation. Thank you, Mercy. Lindelo, would you like to share something? That was great. Lindela, would you like to share something? Okay.
I'd like to say firstly that the presentation was very eye-opening, and thank you so much, Sis Mercy. Yeah, that's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Marcelo. Zwane Zitle, would you like to share something?
Afternoon, everyone. Kwamzela engingakusho ukuthi siyabonga for the presentation. Ngicabanga ukuthi lokusibulalako mostly isihle sikhohlwe lokhu thina thi sibamvu. As much as we are healthcare workers, sisita labo labatekithi for some help. But nje lokhu kuyasikhumbuza ukuthi nathi we do have some feelings and asingawa-ignore ema-feelings ethu. Stokhona ukuthi sichubeke sisite kahle ma-patients ethu. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's not forget ourselves. Before the client, it must be us because we are a resource of ourselves. We have what we call inflow and outflow. We fill up and we drain out. So every day we need to fill our cup. Thank you, Zwane. Dlamini Nomtandazo, would you like to say something? No, Tandazo, would you like to say something? Okay. Government Z. Hey, I wonder if I'll be talking government of a mark. Director, would you like to say something? Yeah, I don't know whether she's there.
Good afternoon, team.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much, Mercy, for the presentation. Yes, for the information. We really appreciate, especially for me, the resilience part is what is lingering in my mind, because for sure, we need to bounce back with vigor every time. So all the techniques you just shared and the information calls back to resilience, because we can't continue dying. Siyabonga kakhulu, team. Ngiyabonga Mahlangu.
Thank you, Gamet. Someone is escaped. I don't see her now. Okay, let me give Snetemba. Would you like to say something verbal, Snetemba? No. All right. I see somebody has escaped. I have a team with me here, so I'm not alone. But let me give Mr. P, clinical manager, Zamin. Would you like to say something? Yes, Ngozi, would you like to say something? Oh, thank you. Okay. Mr. Gift, would you like to say something?
Yes, am I audible?
Very well.
Thank you so much, colleagues. My name is Gift Lamin. I'm from Waka Indota. Thank you for the presentation. It was insightful. And also not only for those who are attending clients, I think also for us who are engaging with the community, also even in the workspace. I took some nuggets today as to how can I take good care of myself, and also to say even for I think for organization wide, I see this can be my colleagues and staff can benefit a lot from such presentations. So I really appreciate to be here and also get this information and tools that I can use daily in my workspace and also when engaging colleagues, because some of these uh, issues that were touched can be, as a result of the work that we deal with in our daily life, and also it can, if not attended, can affect those around you, including even your family. So thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I learned a lot. Thank you.
So much, Ngozi. Actually, thank you so much. Indeed, you are telling the truth. All the concepts we are covering this year of self-care, they apply to all of us who are working, despite of the sector or place you are in. Indeed, they have an impact. Actually, even they go beyond the workplace. There are life skills that will help us survive. If all men could get the skills, of mindfulness, they will stop beating women because they will understand that the
Absolutely.
be there. The pressures will always be there, but how then can I cool down and lower the engine and then come back to myself? Thank you so much, because to be here. Whom am I leaving behind? I have a team with me. Let me show you. I don't know if you will see them, but let me try. Dube. Let me try, colleagues. I will show you. I have them here. Maybe you'll see them. I don't know. Maybe the camera will not let me down. I don't know. Aha, there she is. You can see her. You can go ahead, do if you want to say something.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mashango. Afternoon, colleagues. Thank you so much, Mercy, for the presentation. It was very, very informative. I also picked up something that I will take home with me. The techniques that you just shared with us, I will make sure I make use of them. And as Mr. Mashango said, you would see they are free of charge. Yes, they are free of charge. So I will take great advantage of them. Thank you so much, colleagues.
Thank you. Not but least, I have my manager here, Mageluto. I can't show her because she's next to the other one. The setup of my camera can't show her, so ask Kisi.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mashano. Thank you, Mercy, for that presentation. I was happy to be able to this presentation. The mindfulness is not time consuming, and it's just everyday practices and the techniques that we can do every day now and then. Thank you so much, Sebo.
Sabonga, as Kisi specific, I know you have just joined, but thank you so much, colleagues, for sharing and for those who have made that time. Next time we'll have another session. If ever you have your colleagues, you can give that link we shared for registration. It's for free for everyone who wants to be part of this one. Our session will run till November, so you can see them in the platform. In our next session, we'll be looking at physical well-being and stress management. It will be on the 2nd of September. So we'll be looking at physical well-being and stress management. So we'll be looking at that one. It will be a very fascinating one on how best we can deal with this. We are hoping we are going to learn more out of it and be able to deal with it. So on the 2nd of September, you are welcome. Today's presentation, for those who may like to take it to other people, whether it's your colleagues, whether it's other groups that you are working with, church, community, they will be available today on our Eco platform, where you usually see the sessions. It will be uploaded there. Our presenter will upload it right after this session. And also, if you would like to access the audio or this video that we are capturing today's session, you can visit my YouTube channel, Mahlangu MNS on YouTube. Then you will be able to get this session. It will be uploaded by the end of today. It will be already uploaded. So thank you so much for joining. For those who will need CPD point by November, the certificate will be released, and they can even come via the office to get their CPD books stamps. So thank you so much for joining. Let's meet again on the 2nd of September. Let's continue to take care of ourselves. We are no longer selfish, but we value who we are, and we don't want to overflow and without any feel. May God bless everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Kanti
you.
le time ngifika late mina.
At least let's
Uyavala umhlangano. Yo.